In 2009, Penn Jillette, part of the famous magician group Penn and Teller, gave a Facebook post about a man who came up to him after the show trying to proselytize, basically sharing his faith with him. Now, he went on to say Penn is an atheist, and this man didn't change his mind, but he really respected how the man came up to him and didn't try to persuade or really push his opinions on him. He shared why he was a Christian, and he gave him a New Testament Bible and shared why he wants Penn to have eternity in heaven. And he said, really, if that's what you really believe, he said there are so many Christians that don't share their faith with others because they're embarrassed to. He said, how much do you have to hate somebody to not share the faith if you believe that they're going to hell if they don't have that faith? It makes a great point. But I want to share this because this morning I actually had a text from a new friend of mine who was talking to a friend of his who's an atheist. And he was asking me, he texted me, he said, what do I say to this person? How do I interact and try to share my faith? Because I want my friend to follow Jesus, to have this relationship that I have, and which is what we all want to do as Christians. And I told him what we need to do, and this is any kind of real life interaction, is we need to become interested in them. We need to build the relationship, and that's showing empathy. That's basically pausing your thoughts and feelings to share other person's thoughts and feelings. That means listening to them, getting to know them. It takes time to talk to them and let them know that you're genuinely interested, that not that you're trying to give them a bunch of compliments and trying to just vaguely get to know them so that you can share your opinions and give them the facts of why you want them to believe, whether it's about Christianity, maybe it's about a sales pitch that you're doing, maybe it's something else. People can see behind fakeness if you're not authentic. So what we need to do as Christians or somebody who's trying to influence somebody else is build a genuine relationship. Learn to love, learn to trust that person so they trust you. I love how Jesus, when he was calling Matthew, who was a tax collector at the time, one of the worst professions you could have had back at the time, cheating their own people, Jesus went up to him and just said, follow me, Matthew. He didn't ask him to change his ways first, stop the sinning, stop what he was doing. He said, follow me, because Jesus knew if he followed him, he would see that what he had to offer was so much greater than he was getting with his previous life. And that's what we need to do as Christians. I love what Paul shares to us in Colossians 3:12 when he tells Christians, put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. This is how we treat other people who don't agree with us, people who don't see the things that we see or see the way that we see life. That's okay. We want to persuade them to follow Jesus down the road, but they have to make that choice. We can pray for them, which we should be doing, but we need to be able to understand we're not going to persuade somebody by our facts and our beliefs, pushing them on somebody else. So I'll leave you on one of my favorite quotes from Dale Carnegie on his famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. He says, you can win more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in them than you can in 2 years by trying to make them interested in you. Have a great night.